A couple things. First of all, yes, the setup is really weird right now. There are a few reasons. One, it's because even though it was late as hell, Christmas just happened, technically for me. The reason why it just happened recently is because me and everyone I live with has been sick for a week. Well, more than a week, technically speaking, in my case. We've been sick since about the 23rd. So, I missed out on Christmas, and I missed out on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and had to make up for all that pretty much in the span of one day. Which was a lot. There have been some stuff gained. Yeah. Which trips me out a little bit. And someone's going to be in a lot of trouble for a very long time because of a certain thing they did during Christmas. But I don't want to talk too long about that since that defeats the entire purpose of this whole video, which is just to let you know I'm alive! Somehow. Also, it's to test a few things. Originally I was not going to do this weird-ass angle, but there are a few reasons why. One, the thing I'm about to test out in a couple moments, turns out the kickstand for it, or the stand for it, takes up so much space on my desk, and right now there's no way to face that direction, or in other words, the direction I normally face, without being impossible. So yeah. I hope you all are ready because you can see me. Sorry, I'm a dark. So basically, that's the reason for why is because the tripod for this ring light, which sadly is completely incompatible with my phone. Or, I mean, not with my phone, for Christ's sake. Oh, my Lord. This ring light is meant for a phone. I'm trying to use it for a webcam, and that doesn't work well entirely. Like, right now, it is very ghetto and haphazardly placed onto the light. So, pretty much, if I tap lightly this little sucker, everything will fall apart. So, hell, if I bump my desk too hard, there's the risk of my mic also falling down at the same time. So that's great. So yeah, right now it is a chaos incarnate up in here. And especially since, like I said, Christmas just wound up happening just moments ago. Or just like a couple days. I don't even remember the exact number anymore. Basically, I figured I'd also, while I'm at this, since I'm making the video finally after too long, because I'm finally not coughing, because I've been with bronchitis, and bronchitis has been whooping my ass lethally. Like, bronchitis has been going nice and deep into me, which has sucked balls entirely, let me tell you. But I also figured I'd kind of do a little thing about what to expect after the Neo 1 and 2 video. And the thing is, don't expect much. Mostly because the last two games that I would... One of which I'm willing to talk about, but not willing to do a review of. The other I'm willing to do a review of, but I'm also have mixed feelings about the idea of talking about it. So yeah. I don't think that makes too much sense, but it's the best I can do for now until I go into them. So first thing I'll go into is the thing I'm not going to even bother reviewing. So here's the thing. I finished Pokemon Scarlet and Violet a while ago. Because I was sick and didn't have anything better to do. And also had a realization that it's also the first time I've played a Pokemon game while sick in more than 2 decades. Yikes. When it comes down to it, though, all in all, I kind of really wanted to talk about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I can't be bothered to review it. And the only way for me to explain that is for me to talk about it. So, here we are. Thing is, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was terrible for me. Absolutely dreadful. In fact, honestly, it was the worst Pokemon experience ever. Like, I started to miss Pokemon Unite, and anyone who's seen Robin's channel or kept up with Smav Enemy's activity in Smite with Robin, you know that Smite didn't go well for me either when it comes to experiences. But I, honest to God, missed Unite so much. Like, oh my God. Ouch. Pokemon Scarlet is the one I wound up with. I don't have any desire to rent Violet before anyone bothers saying if it's better or not. I honestly couldn't care less. You could send me freaking Violet along with a freaking Ghastly, who's my favorite Pokemon ever. You could send me that right the hell now, and you're probably going to get an oh hell no, or I'm keeping the Ghastly. Not touching that shit. The thing is, for me, Scarlet and Violet just was a terrible experience from the start, and never got better. There was... I can't even count all of them. I can't. There was hundreds, maybe even thousands of moments where my entire game turned into a slideshow. I wish that was a joke. Turned into a freaking slideshow. This was 90% of my game experience. Just slideshow after slideshow. Poor animation after poor animation after poor animation. Oh my God, I wanted to start a drinking contest. But I know it would kill everyone who attempted it. It was that bad. And yes, I noticed my hair. Sorry about that. Anyways, when it comes down to it, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, my whole experience summary is chat the game. That's it. That's the best I can do to describe how often, how constant the animations were poor, the overall watching characters move sucked. And tons upon tons of tons and tons and tons of animations for just about every Pokemon and for just about every move was leaning forwards or a shimmy. And that's it. I kept waiting for someone in the background to say, "Why you no shimmy, King? Why you no shimmy, King?" It was terrible. Just awful. And it was so bad, and so everything was just so poorly animated and done to the point where, honestly, I can't be bothered to review Pokemon Scarlet. I just can't be bothered. What's the point? All it's going to be is get the hell out of here with these animations. And that's about the best I would be able to do. So a review for Pokemon Scarlet would just be... It'd just be a what the F is the animations though. Set on a loop. That's literally it. That's the best summary I have. I don't really feel like there's anything here in Scarlet that's actually worth really anything. Aside from Nimona. But not for the reasons you think of. Hot MILF? I guess? I mean, she doesn't factor in really at all. Well, until nearing the end, but that's it. And even then, that also is kind of disappointing. You know what? At this rate, I'm so fed up with Pokemon being what it is and stagnant in its entirety. I honestly, more often than not, just kind of would rather a high-end Moemon or whatever. Just F this noise. I'm just so tired of Pokemon itself being outclassed, out-imaginative-id whatever. I'm just tired of the knockoffs, the impersonated games, or the what if we made Pokemon dirty? I just hate the fact that all of those things I just mentioned are more creative, more imaginative, more better animated, better made, better. You pick something in development, in production, in design, in ambition, in creativity, in imagination. You pick. I don't care. You can pick anyone you want. Game Freak and Pokemon itself get beat out in every single one of those categories. All of them. Whether that's because Game Freak has no creativity, or whether it's just because Game Freak has no love for Pokemon, or it's because they have no desire to improve things, or if it's just because they're tone deaf. I don't know what their damage is. But it's something they should have long corrected by now, and haven't. At all. Not even close. That's the thing. I got to that bit where you go to become the champion, and one of the Elite Four asks, "Do you like Pokemon King?" And honestly, if you had asked me this question, like when I was a kid, I would have answered a hell yes without even thinking. If you had asked me a couple of years after the first Pokemon game, second gen Pokemon games, if you had asked me at any one of those points in times, I would have said yes blindly. But now, after all these years, my answer would have been I don't think so anymore. That sucks saying. Because Pokemon is literally tied for number one most time and life consuming things in all of my history. Tied for number one most life consuming. And I can't say this sincerely or with any actual from the heart mentness, I can't say yeah, I love Pokemon still, and I won't be able, if I do try and say yes wholeheartedly, I won't be able to look at myself in the mirror anymore. That's where I'm at with Pokemon. I can't say yes to do I still like Pokemon with any sincerity on me. I'm just kind of done with Pokemon. I'm so sick of waiting for this franchise to get better, to be just more ambitious, more creative, more imaginative, have any desire to do better. And there is no desire for it to do better. And it doesn't help that people just pay for the games blindly, which causes them to have no incentive, really, to do better. Why should they? They're the number one most grossing franchise in the world. If they're already number one, no matter what they do, where's the incentive to do better? Where's the incentive to improve things? Where's the incentive to make new models? Where's the incentive to have better animations? Where's the incentive to have better graphics or to have better anything, really? And let me just make this very clear here, is the reason for why Pokemon, especially Scarlet and Violet specifically, why they just suck is not because of the system. It's not because the Nintendo Switch is limited. No. If you've played Breath of the Wild, you know that's a load of crap. If you've played Xenoblade Chronicles 3, you know that's a load of crap. If you've played Astral Chain even, you kind of know this is a load of crap. If you've played so many games, too many games to name, in fact, you already know that any attempt at blaming the hardware of the Switch is a meaningless, moronic idea that just gets you laughed at by everyone who's played games on the Switch, really. No, this is... The reason why it sucks so much is solely Game Freak's end. It's solely the development end, really. In the end, it's just a half-baked, shoved-out-the-door Pokemon game that honestly is so undercooked, underdeveloped, not very good, bug-filled, just poorly animated, poorly made, and then shoved out the door because to Game Freak and too many others, schedule is more important than anything. And that is the most frustrating thing in the world. Why? Because a schedule is great and all that, until it starts fucking your profits, your business, your games, your overall love and connection to the very people who give you the money to keep you afloat, when it starts to F up your game more and more until eventually you're kind of just on the edge now of how long can we keep this afloat until we're screwed. That's the only reason Pokemon Scarlet and Violet didn't feel a huge blowback is because of exactly that. It's Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And it does not bring me any joy to say any of this. The thing is, instead of wasting my time reviewing Scarlet and Violet, where the only thing I can say really is poorly made and then give a score, why should I waste my time on that? Why? Instead, I'd rather just skip to something that's actually reviewable, something where I can talk so much longer about. Which is what leads us to this. The next review is gonna hurt after Neo 1 and 2. The review coming out after that is gonna hurt a little bit for me, because it'll be about Power Rangers. More specifically, it's gonna be about Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. God, I'm not looking forward to that review. I'm not. It's gonna hurt my soul. Especially since it's a review about one of the other things tied for most life-consuming franchise ever for me. Oh boy, that's going to be hard and hurt a lot. A lot. But I will review it no matter how much it crushed my soul. I mean, I will be possibly breaking down crying somewhere in there. It's a very real possibility. It was... Yikes. When it comes down to it, hopefully by the time of the Neo 1 and 2 review, hopefully by then I will be fully better. Hopefully. Hopefully also by then the room won't be as much of a mess. Like, extreme mess, I hope. What's the best way to end such a weird update video? Hope you guys like the ring light. Hopefully next time I'll be able to fix its positioning. It'll still be very gettily attached because it's for a phone, not a camera. Hope that doesn't go wrong. The Neo 1 and 2 review will definitely not be this Thursday. Maybe if I'm lucky next, but don't hold your breath. So I will see you all next time. See ya.